record this and put it out here, and I'm gonna go live again this evening because I will be promoting my course. I'm so excited because I have been coaching. So you guys know I'm a certified relationship coach, but I am naturally intuitive. So I do tarot readings, I do channeled messages, oracle readings. I don't need the cards, but people love those cards, and so that's what we do, right? And so basically I've been doing that for my whole life. I didn't realize I was doing it. People kept coming to me for it. I didn't know why they would ask me all these personal questions and just assume I was going to know. They would call me before they called their doctors. This is me in my late teens, early 20s. People are asking me medical questions. And I'm like, should you go check with your no, I think you would know. You always know, I think you would know. I was like, I'm very flattered, but okay, let's be realistic. And I was typically right. So trust your intuition. If you're an intuitive, you're an empath, you're a clairvoyant, clairaudient, any of the clairs, really develop that gift and test it out and play with it and learn how to use it. For me, it took a while. I kind of would see things and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that life. I wasn't ready to use my gifts at this level. I wasn't ready to even let people know that this is how I am or this is what I can do. It wasn't really welcome in my circle, in my family. I would say there were people outside of the house or outside of the family who would rely on my gifts more or trusted my instincts more. But you know the story in the Bible, Christ could not perform miracles in his hometown. They did not believe in him. Period. They was like, you just little Jesus, little Jesus. You ain't nobody. We know his name was Yeshua. But you just when you grew up around people, they just don't tend to believe like you are who you really are. Like there's something more inside of you. Like they think what's in them is what's in you and what's in everybody else. Some of us are a little bit different. And I think there are a lot more people who have the clairs, the abilities, the gifts, and they hide them just because their social circle isn't accepting of them. Their family's not accepting. It's like, I don't believe in all this stuff. Don't nobody talk to God. Don't nobody do this. Don't nobody believe in it. I don't believe in all that tarot stuff. And then you find out the same family member might have started watching people online who do it, but they don't believe in you. And they might see you going through your dark night of the soul, your trials of Job, to be vetted out, to be proven, and to be released from your old life. It's like a humiliation ritual to let go of your old life. And so I've been through all these things. I've suffered at corporate for 16 years. Like, how do you suffer at corporate? You watching everybody else get them raises and promotions, and you barely getting a raise. You barely get anything. You barely get recognition on the stuff you do. Somebody could do a PowerPoint and get promoted to manager. I'm sitting here redefining the entire training system across 3 different areas of the department and getting people on the phone within 6 weeks instead of the old way of 90 days when the guys were training them. And oh, there's no area for us to promote you to. Next thing you know, a guy's getting promoted to lead and over an imaginary area. So I've been through the struggle, the heartbreak, the disheartening, like the being left out, the like you can't do enough. You just can't do enough. I just never could do enough to be considered corporate accepted or whatnot. And so it really left me feeling like empty. Like after a few years of that, you shut down because by then I had been divorced. One of my toughest times at work, I was going through a divorce in 2013. I was also a single mother of 2, and I was a homeowner. And I couldn't get up and just walk out of that job that day, even though I had every right to. And then what's crazy is I had to just sit that whole day in my cubicle for 4 hours crying. And so when I coach women, I done been through some stuff. I've been through a lot of racism and harassment on and off the job. I've been in a lot of positions, like in terms of like being a divorced single mom, then married, then we have another kid together, being a stepmom, that kind of thing, had the baby mama drama, all that stuff. And I've just been all up and down. The baby daddies that don't want to pay child support, they want to take you to court, they want to do all these things. And meanwhile, you taking care of the kid. They just fighting over a few dollars. And so it's been a journey. I'm saying all this to say it has been a journey. I'm a woman who's lived. I have lived. I've gone through some things. And so when people like, oh, so what qualifies you to be a coach? I'm probably not your coach. When people talk to me like that, I know I'm not your coach, baby. I know I'm not your coach because you ain't been through enough to even relate to what I'm saying. Like, I'm not your coach. When people question you, they're not for you. There's that seed of doubt. You can't have a seed of doubt. You cannot have a seed of doubt. What did I say? Christ could not perform miracles in his hometown. There can be no seed of doubt. So, if even for me on the client end, if I'm working with you, I'm looking at you like I can help you. But if I have a seed of doubt, like if I look at you in it for 1 second, she don't want to change. She just need a vent session today, but she ain't gonna change. And y'all, I have done so many readings for women that have been just that. She just needed a vent session. She needed somebody to call and unload on. She wasn't looking for direction to get moving in her life. So it might start off as I need a reading, but then it turns into, okay, now everything you said was true, and here's why, and here's the vent session, because I'm still in a state of processing my feelings. I'm not ready to change. I'm still trying to deal with my feelings and my emotions. I need to work through my emotions. So everybody's not ready for coaching. Some people just need, more hands off check in sessions, so to speak. Not necessarily going somewhere just yet. And that's real. That is so real. Everybody's not ready to just get up and take life by the horns and reclaim their power, heal the trauma, and everybody's not there yet. And so, as a life coach, I had to assess that. As a spiritual worker, I really understand that you got some things you got to work through in your spirit and release it to even get to the point where you can even see yourself being successful at some point. And so, I've been through all of those phases of this process, all of them. Even into entrepreneurship, when I left corporate 3 years ago, that was a hot flaming Cheetos flaming mess. Okay. All right. It was entrepreneurship was a hot mess. I was gun ho, great at it, ready to do the thing, ready to open my own office, building teams. We ain't want you here for that. We just needed people we can pinch off of. We ain't trying to let nobody make it to the top. Both offices. So it was real, y'all. It was real. And it's a and we're gonna be focused on things like releasing that ancestral trauma, identifying it and releasing it. Because somebody helped me